and we kick this off. This is the winner bracket final of the War3Champions Season 7 finals. It is HawK, the Emperor Slayer, the Usurper, versus FoCuS, who got the Korean Derby done, versus Lawlion. Not the hardest task there in the winner bracket semifinal for him, but before he had a tough match versus Mikael, and also defeated HawK here. So FoCuS, not only in DreamHack, but also here at the War3Champions, seemingly in great shape.
Yeah, it's weird to say. This is going to be probably the toughest challenge for both of these players, because it's not necessarily about their opponents. I think they're both probably relatively comfortable against each other. They've probably played each other a ton. These guys both have grinded out Zotac Cups for years, of course. But I think the challenge for both players is really just keeping up the hot streak that they both had when they were playing on day 1 and day 2. So, you know, maybe there's a little bit of nerves coming in, like, can I play as well as I played for FoCuS yesterday and for HawK a couple of days ago? That's going to be the real challenge.
Yeah, they have to bring their absolute A game. Seems like this is the strongest HawK that we've seen in many years. A YouTube comment put it pretty nicely. They were like citing the Matrix scene where Neo is finally believing in himself. This is what it felt like on Friday afternoon when he was able to take down Happy with a 2-1. FoCuS played this matchup yesterday versus HawK, and that was really good, man. That was pretty flawless.
Yeah, he kind of destroyed HawK. It did seem a little bit, well, don't want to say uninspired, because we did see some new stuff from HawK, but HawK is going to stick much more to the book standard play. He's not going to do anything too crazy. He's going to stick to his guns and just try to play a solid game. So this should be trickier if HawK is on point for FoCuS this time around than it was against HawK, because he's not going to be given any freebies, perhaps, like he did on Amazonia yesterday.
Oh yeah, for sure. We have seen HawK against Starbuck, for example, at DreamHack. This was when HawK was probably most frustrated with the game, and now he's facing ORC himself. Of course, this time it's a full-time ORC, not only a random playing ORC, and he had big issues with Starbuck there, but maybe the win against Happy is wind under his wings, and he found a solution against FoCuS Headhunters after a couple of weeks off.
Yeah, possibly. There's definitely going to be a much different style from FoCuS than we'll see from Starbuck, for instance, but it's still going to be the FoCuS, still going to be the Headhunters early on. It's still going to, you know, eventually probably be the Shamans, although Starbuck does like to go for Raiders more often, but, you know, still it really comes down to the early game. How much damage are you taking to your Archmage, your Footman? Are you losing Peasants? Is your tech delayed? And that's all still exactly the same as it may be against a Starbuck or a Grubby, something like that. So it's really going to come down to it. So far, I have to say, not the perfect defense from HawK. He's taking a little bit extra damage, but FoCuS has just been playing perfectly around this so far, just getting the perfect amount of damage at every point.
Yeah, everything is super healthy. Reinforcements are coming in, but on the other side, HawK didn't lose too much either. He's trying to get the tower up after the tech, but I don't see any corpses. I see a couple of experience points on the FoCuS thanks to that water elemental, but also that should be fine. And tier 2 is at 60%. All footmen, all militia still in. The lumber, a little low maybe.
A little low, but he did research defend already, so that we can check that off. And of course, the damage of the footman would normally be a bigger deal on other maps, but of course on Concealed Hill we have a heal fountain, so that's not going to be the biggest of deals. We see one footman actually already going towards that health fountain. One footman might pay the price, but I don't think that's the end of the world to lose that footman, because of course there's going to be more coming in, and then we're going to see soon, is HawK going to stick to that Mountain King second? Is he going to go for the Panda? Probably not the Beastmaster here. But that's really the question. Is it going to be either Panda or Mountain King here?
Yeah, I think so too. With the tavern being so close here, there should be a chance to grab that Panda from the tavern, so you don't have to wait for the Mountain King to get out. Wonderful wolf resummonings here. Doesn't give any experience point to HawK, so he's still struggling with level 1. And that means no Brilliance Aura, and slowly but steady that turns into a problem.
Yeah, his mana is quite a bit lower than it would have been. He probably would have been at, at least 150 mana. That would mean another water elemental. That would mean maybe he can creep the shop right now. It's going to make a lot of things difficult for HawK, the fact that he wasn't able to just scrape by that tiny bit more experience. But will be the Panda nevertheless, and that means the creeping, at least on the second hero, can start a little bit quicker than otherwise would have. For FoCuS, he's going to go pure standard, as so often he does. He's just going to go for the Bestiary Spirit Lodge. Torn Chiefed in second. There's going to be no tier 3 techs here, at least for a long time. Nothing overly crazy. I'd expect to see that probably throughout the entire series.
Yeah, we have a Grunt already. That is not super coming. It does become more of a thing, right?
Yeah, it's been much more standard. It was especially standard when Beastmaster was meta because, of course, if there's lots of defend footmen and they're pressuring your base, headhunters don't really help you if you have 4 or if you have 20 of them. It's all the same against the defend footies. So, because people have been prioritizing defend earlier, they've been going more so for that early grunt, which helps a lot.
Makes sense, of course. FoCuS always on the pulse of time when it comes to builds and timings. We have the Archmage finally level 2, and it is, as we projected, the Panda. Area of effect damage, having a tank up front, maybe a little bit of a mischance. All very good tools to have against an Orc army.
Yes, it's been super strong recently. Actually been very surprised because it of course got buffed in some patches, but it was never obvious that it was just that much of a powerhouse. But we're almost seeing it in every matchup nowadays, especially, you know, when there's undeads, when there's humans, when there's orcs. We're just seeing so often. And the Night Elves are even going Panda. It's just a really good hero recently. Arguably better than the Mountain King, and it serves the same purpose, just AoE damage.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating that the Panda is not even as strong as he once was. Whoopsie, Stomp and Surrounded an illusion. Doesn't only happen to Night Elves, apparently, falling into that trap. But yeah, the Panda is in the middle of how strong he once was and how the state after he got nerfed. And still everybody picks him. New state of the game, new meta. And that's where the Panda thrives. Not about time, not about creeping. Now, of course, FoCuS harassing a little bit, checking things out. What are you doing? Are you going into the middle? Where are you? As he's expanding relatively early. This might be too greedy.
Yeah, this is a very early expansion. This is even earlier of an expansion than we would have seen in the meta of past, which was that Lin style with the 6 headhunters into 2 shamans. He's expanding just very, very early, but I suppose he realizes HawK just wants to creep Panda 3, so he's got a little bit extra time than maybe if there was just a Beastmaster running straight cross map. And he even finds the opportunity FoCuS to snipe maybe the red camp if there's no difficulties past this point. If there's a creep jack right now, this would be an absolute disaster, but for now HawK's going to give him the space. But HawK gets a greater mana himself, so HawK is going to be very strong very soon, despite FoCuS getting this red camp and getting an aura that's not the best.
Yeah, but did you see how beautifully the Ogre was kiting? It was a little runaway, moved all the way back, FoCuS lined up, and that shockwave, man, that was Lin-esque hitting the entire army. Shout out to the Ogre. Beautiful, beautiful micro. The Panda finally has reached level 3. This is the Archmage as well. We have a big mana potion. Panda is very, very tanky as well, at almost plus 13. But the Expo is still unscouted, I believe. That's a problem for HawK.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. It's not scouted yet. I mean, HawK can assume that... He's probably not going to assume it's already up, but he can assume that maybe it's coming up, and this is something FoCuS did really well yesterday as well. He's stealing away the heal scrolls and the Potion of Invulnerability, which is not just effective against the Panda, it's going to be effective against the Chain Lightning, the Lightning Shield, the Stomp. It's such a good thing to steal. And he even steals the second heal scroll, too.
How does he have gold for an expansion, 450 supply, 2 heal scrolls, and an Invo Potion? I guess
3 heal scrolls, I think. He got a third.
He sold the battle drums, of course. But apart from that, did he sell even more? Like, where's all this gold coming from?
Yeah, I guess he sold every item that he's found. He literally only has consumables. He sold whatever he got from his natural expansion. And I suppose that's it, but I mean, that's already quite a bit of gold. Nice Stomp to start us off. That's 2 priests caught out of position.
Illusions
and this
around.
is just a terrifying army, and there's 3 heal scrolls as well, even though a lot of units are damaged.
The Breath of Fire was glorious, but yeah, that's what the heal scrolls are for. Trying to go for this Archmage now, who has a TP. Get out of my face is what FoCuS is saying. Chain Lightning! 3 HP. TC survives. Everything's ignited here. How many kills can HawK get? Not too many, actually. 2 Headhunters, I believe, is what it was. And the next heal scroll, well, is not ready. Has to wait a minute. That was good damage by HawK. This was 2 heal scrolls gone, plus a couple of kills. How much did he lose himself? Oh, he's kind of a little bit trapped. He's at above 50, so this should still be fine, but he knows he's under the gun now.
Yeah, and there is 2 breakers in those Kodos, and yeah, definitely forcing those heal scrolls is very, very important. And then, of course, humans always in a position to just fight again if they're not stuck in the back of their base, of course. But, you know, if they can push after the priest with the Brilliance Aura, their shop is very accessible, whereas Orc has to go all the way back home, buy salves, get clarity potions. Even then, they're not going to be fully healed up. So, and the whole time, HawK has vision. So this repush might be decent. It's not quite even supply because 6 of that's still in the Kodos. So it's still a 7 supply advantage currently for FoCuS, but definitely the healthier army is with HawK currently, so maybe this push could do even more damage.
FoCuS has a sentry ward here, knows exactly what's coming, can position himself perfectly. There's also another sentry ward against possible invisibility, but we don't even see sorceress in here, right? It's just priest. So good old tower push. We have a wyvern here. Next Breath of Fire, Drunken Haze combo rattled through. He held on to that potion of greater mana. This will be big. Just as the stomp, 2 mana potion to the TC as well. We see AoE damage everywhere. And the Panda is trying to burn through this. Can he get this arcade up? This would be massive. Heal scroll again on FoCuS' side. TC, can he survive? He has an invo potion, retreats. These stomps are very, very good. But so are the Drunken Haze Breath of Fire. Another combo. And that was the last heal scroll. The TC is in trouble. Invo potion stays in this. HawK, are you running out of steam or can you still do this? Tower gone. Next Breath of Fire. Now no source of healing anymore.
Lots of mana still left over on the Panda. No heal scrolls. Now the shop wasn't actually built in the back for, in fact, either player, but the towers were canceled now. These Wind Riders need to be dealt with, but the entire army is being breathed. Oh my god, all the shamans, all the headhunters about to fall. HawK still somewhat healthy, at least on his heroes. Some breakers are starting to fall. There's no more priests. Is there one more breath? Soon there's going to be. The split is preemptive, but still a couple of kills. But the Wind Riders, they just can't be dealt with, Neo.
Oh my god, everything falls on both sides. TC's coming in. He has another potion. He has a storm, trying to go for that Panda. Identifying, that there's nothing to heal him anymore. And HawK with the tap out as he couldn't break this expansion despite the massive amount of mana. What a game to start the day, Carson.
Yeah, very, very close, and I would say FoCuS had the early game advantage, and he got the better creep route, and he took a very greedy expansion, but still HawK made it very close at that last fight. So, you know, a good omen for the rest of the series for sure for HawK. He's just got to maybe scout a little bit better, have a little bit of a tighter early game, and then definitely a good shot to have a long series here. My cat's also joined us.
Hello, Catty! What's her name?
Varuna.
Varuna. We talked about this yesterday already, just for the people that didn't tune in. So yeah, some hearts in the chat for the cat.
Yeah, she was, while you were casting that shop by the fight, or the fight by the shop, the first big one, she was like, meow, into the mic. I was like, oh god, you're ruining Neo's mojo, Kitty. What are you doing?
No cat can ruin my mojo. I stand above that. No worries. Fluffy flavor on the cast, always appreciated.
For sure.
So we got a result from the other part of the bracket that is colorful with the 1-0 over Todd. That is of course be streamed from first person on Todd's stream himself.
That's because that result did come in about a few minutes before our game was over, and I think it even might have started a little bit later too. So maybe a pretty quick win for Colorful, maybe a failed expansion from Todd, which is unfortunate, but Todd still, I think he's very comfortable against Night Elf, so he's got a good shot to bring it back. But you know, Colorful is obviously a beast, but I think, you know, if ever there was a top player that Todd is, you know, has a good shot against, I think it would be a Night Elf. He's got so much experience, and the matchup isn't that crazy from what it once was. So I think he's got a shot to bring it back.
Would love to see a full best of 3 there. And Todd is still has to lose a map against Night Elf, or a match against Night Elf in ESL Meisterschaft. So yeah, he is really good. And we move on to map 2, which is Amazonia. This is a best of 5, of course, so no match points yet. But it would be quite something if FoCuS pulls ahead with a 2-0. Really rough to get back into this. And man, FoCuS, I don't know what changed. I don't know, man. This is so weird to see how we thought, okay, he's not gonna... Oh, stream is down. What the? Maybe a little hiccup with the connection. German ISPs.
Yeah, let me refresh and see.
That's
a lot of Fs.
Yeah, for once, it seems to be my connection to Twitch.
Oh, I see. Okay. Could always try a different server. I'm not sure how easy that is to change, but... Oh, it's back for me.
Yep, it is. Oh,
nice.
I guess the guys missed the end of the series, but oh man, sorry about that. You know, German ISP is shit. Here we go.
Okay. So, FoCuS actually going for... We were talking about this a little bit yesterday for FoCuS against HawK, going for that grunt opener that he actually didn't do last time he played against a human on Amazonia, but he's going to go for that level 2 creep instead of being down a full level in the early game. And I got to say, I like this opener from FoCuS. It shows he's making adjustments from yesterday's games, even though he won those games. So this is nice to see. FoCuS is... Yeah, you were mentioning how well he's playing and sort of where this came from. It seems like FoCuS is one of those players that one day he could just be the best orc in the world, and the next day he'd still be very strong, but it may be a little bit underwhelming from what you come to expect. Whereas Lin is one of those players that's always consistent. FoCuS is only Lin maybe half the time.
Yeah, that's true. He never really has slumps though, but I guess his minimal results are always like top 8, and if he's in good shape, he can definitely make it further into like the top 3 from time to time. This is definitely a top 3 performance. And maybe even better, just 2 maps away from the big top 2. No deny with the lightning shield here, fast creeping, and it is a grunt opener. No Warmill yet.
Oh, yeah. Generally, you would already have that coming up. Okay, it is just going to be straight up grunts. Very interesting. Of course, if HawK plays rifles, FoCuS will be playing already the counter of that build, but I'd expect to see 2 Sanctums. So Headhunters are, of course, very good for that reason. Cause of attack on the Archmage is going to be great. Better than the Ring of Protection, of course, on the FoCuS. And HawK's going to get a little bit of an experience lead because FoCuS did a little bit of an inefficient route, maybe a Chain Lightning last hit. Nope, HawK's going to get that as well, but the Taskmaster's still up for grabs, and I don't think HawK's going to be able to secure this just yet.
Nice deny. Lots of humans getting a lot better at this denying experience, but yeah, Chain Lightning is unlocked, as you said. Tech timing for FoCuS slightly before that too, but at least HawK doesn't have to deal with this early harass this time. He won't lose too much lumber this time. Of course, he doesn't have to research defend this time. That makes things a little easier here as he's chasing the grunt. But not to the fullest.
Yeah, grunt's getting quite low. It got a salve canceled on it earlier, and it's going to take more than 1 salve to actually heal that grunt fully up. And HawK is going into rifles, as it seems. So maybe FoCuS, aware of HawK's style on this particular map, goes for the grunt opener because, you know, Headhunters, although not terrible against rifles, aren't as good as grunts, of course. So, yeah, this is a nice little, if it is maybe a pre-counter from FoCuS, seeming like he did his homework.
Love to see that. Yeah, FoCuS seems so ready in this matchup for every single possibility that the opponents are throwing at him. HawK still struggling with the Taskmaster here, not to be underestimated, this fella. And so, with this being a rifle build, you kind of want to push early, I guess?
Yeah, it could be to deny maybe that greedy expansion timing that FoCuS did last game, although it's less of a possibility on Amazonia, of course. Very difficult to creep that expansion early on, but yeah, maybe if FoCuS goes for that super greedy, I think it was a 34 supply expansion, HawK will be ready to punish it much earlier than he otherwise was last game, but you know, there's always the chance to just transition into 2 Sanctums after we've seen, I think, 3 rifles into breakers was the very old school build in this matchup. I'm saying very old school, maybe 2 years ago, Infi was doing it. So that's always a possibility. You don't need to go a ton of rifles, just a few to sort of have faster creeping and potential to break that expansion. But definitely the shop is going to be more important than the rifles now for HawK.
Yeah, where's all this damage coming from? Just the FoCuS alone here. It's an MK. This time, Chain Lightning doesn't jump onto invisible units unless they are revealed. So that didn't work here. Wanted to get the kill on the footman. That did work. And now it's time for FoCuS to creep this one, as HawK is not really in a condition to contest this.
His Mountain King is about 30 seconds away, so even if he tried to delay until that, he probably still wouldn't get it. Last hit up for grabs. HawK actually gets it against level 3. An excellent last hit. That was so beautifully done by HawK. He has the balls to come out when he's still healing up and gets the last hit with the Water Element on the Archmage.
So brave, man. Those are the moves that you have the confidence in doing when you defeated Happy just 2 days ago. He really is seeing the Matrix at points. And now what to do with this? TC, no Stomp, only Aura.
Yeah, interesting that he didn't go for Stomp, because if the Water Elemental and the Footman go for this forward burrow, generally Stomp is the way you give yourself enough repair time. This burrow is certainly dead at this point, though. Even if every peon came to repair, it would still die, because there's no Stomp to stop the Water Elemental from putting damage, and I think that's a mistake from FoCuS.
Is it enough, though? I'm not too sure. This is, of course, a lot of resources. Mountain King comes in, puts some damage. Okay, swifting the focus on the FoCuS, wants to get rid of that town portal, but there isn't, and so this hold has been really good, and FoCuS didn't even lose too much, except resources for repair.
Yeah, that Shaman timing was very nice. If he wasn't able to deal with that Water Elemental, he could have lost that burrow, but he had the Purge ready, and he focused down the Water Elemental, and now the rifle's hurt. There's no healing for the Archmage yet again, and HawK is creeping very confidently yet again, but with this Raider coming out, his Ensnare almost done. It's about 10% of the way, so it's going to be a little while longer. But definitely not a fight that HawK can take quite yet. He's got to wait a little while longer, but he's still being aggressive.
Yeah, this is surprising me as well. Priests are coming at the moment. FoCuS army looks good. Ensnare will be ready, which is then probably a free kill. Once it is done. Okay, trying to snipe the Shaman here. That would be great. And no chance for FoCuS to micro against that.
Nice Militia call as well. The Raider's even out of position. These are huge kills. A Shaman, a Raider before he even casts Ensnare. Now a Grunt getting surrounded. Every bolt finding its target. Every single kill is going HawK's way. He's out of mana now on the Mountain King, so I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to just back away, but it seems like he wants to continue to fight. Maybe he can kill another Grunt, but without any Storm Bolts, it's definitely going to be difficult.
And HawK is in a mood today, huh? Just constantly fighting here. 3 kills in a row. That was big after this little disappointing push where he couldn't get the burrow or the FoCuS. This one certainly made up for it. And we do have a Storm Bolt. That's what he was waiting for. What's he going? What's he sniping? Yeah, makes sense to go for the Shaman. Easy to kill. And that is 4 units in a row. And traded for pretty much only Footman.
Yeah, this all just really comes down to FoCuS going Aura instead of Stomp. He wasn't able to secure any kills. He could have maybe speed scrolled in and maybe got a rifle or even a priest, even maybe focus the Mountain King. But at this stage, he's not been able to trade well. There he gets the Stomp with the Chain Lightning again, getting the other player now getting the last hit on that Taskmaster. But HawK probably happy just to go back home and start creeping. He's definitely traded. He only lost Footman. He killed 2 Shamans, a Raider, and a Grunt, and those are valuable units for FoCuS.
This expansion is not coming up for FoCuS indeed. Levels are still kind of low. I gotta say, I am incredibly impressed with HawK's Militia timings. They used to be a little off in the past, but here in this tournament, absolutely stellar.
Yeah, and that plays into this map so much. Of course, when you're fighting over these, the entire early game was just fighting over these camps in the middle, and of course Amazonia being a small map, you can use 50% of that Militia's duration to actually fight. So that's such an important thing that comes into pretty much only this map in the pool currently. Probably Northern Isles as well, it would come into play. It's very important, and now what's also important is this Mountain King having mana, and HawK isn't forgetting about that at all.
Well, Mountain King definitely a Hydro homie, right?
Yeah.
He has a lot of drinks here. At level 3, Archmage stealing the Scroll of Healing from FoCuS' shop. Love to see that. Excellent situation for HawK in this game. On the other side, Wand of Mana stealing, never wrong to have against an MK, but he just pops a potion afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to mind about that, and yeah, even having that heal scroll, that's nice. FoCuS has been generally the one stealing those heal scrolls, but now it is HawK at least getting one of those. FoCuS has one himself. He also has that potion, that Invis pot, which he hasn't been able to use outside of vision. Of course, when it's telegraphed, it's not the best. You could just reveal it away or dispel it away. Shaman's out of position, though. First one dies, and nice clap to start us off. Focus fire on the Mountain King, but you don't want to surround this guy in most situations.
Can he break through this? He's trying to pass the TP, I guess. Next time. Oh, stop! No, HawK! How can you lose this? No, another clap. He has to get out. That was a split second. If he loses the carry here, the whole fight might turn around, especially when you try to pass the TP, then there's a stomp, and all of a sudden you stand there with your pants down, and FoCuS can stomp all the way. Not gonna happen here. Gets away with the black eye. That was too close for my comfort, at least.
Yeah, it was very well done initially by FoCuS. He actually ensnared the Archmage, knowing the AM would go to try to pass the town portal, and then landed a stomp. Almost got the kill, but the heal scroll at the very last second to save the Mountain King just to pass the town portal. But in the meantime, HawK was actually very calm during that. He killed all the shamans while he was saving his Mountain King, and this is a decent creep jack, but there's just no damage here for FoCuS. How is he going to find any kills other than a hero kill?
Yeah, and everything will be slowed as well. He can't dispel. This is an excellent game. He's got to go for the hero focus, but the chain lightning is not ending up on the hero, so it's just units. They can be replaced easily. FoCuS sees this as well, and that is game. Boom! Just like that, HawK strikes back in a convincing fashion.
Very well done there. Yeah, the first game was great from FoCuS. The second game definitely great from HawK. He just played the aggression very, very well. He always had the militia, like you said, on time. He got that nice last hit, which enabled him to get level 3. If he didn't get that last hit, getting Archmage level 3, maybe he can't be that aggressive. Then he doesn't get those trades with the Mountain King on level 1. Everything just seemed to line up perfectly for HawK, and it all comes down to that really nice last hit, and then definitely very good execution in the fights as well.
Where does the series go from here? We're basically down to best of 3. Still 2 maps away from the winner's final. From the grand final, actually.
Well, there's the winners, though, and then the finals, so it's fair.
Yeah, true. Well, one of them is like a semi-winner, because one of the grand finalists was a loser once, turned into a winner again.
True. Yes, true.
Yeah, of course. I would lie to the people.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right.
1-1, though. Wouldn't expect it to go this way because, you know, HawK had a day to sort of cool off after his hot streak, whereas FoCuS is fresh off of it. So didn't expect HawK to come back so strong in this series, but we're going maybe all the way here. This is awesome to see to start us off.
X-Lord is leading 1-0 as well. So 15 Sway facing elimination, Todd facing elimination. No info for HawK vs HawK, I believe.
It's probably... Oh, HawK apparently on Liquipedia says HawK was able to win 2-0.
Yes. Okay, so HawK is out. And Say So, by the way, is streaming 15 Sway vs X-Lord. That is twitch.tv/SaySoNZ. And I guess... Right on. And I guess Todd is streaming himself, so these are the streams that you have to follow. So what maps do we have left? Okay, we got Autumn Leaves, Northern Isles, and TH, Tidehunters.
Yeah, I think Northern Isles, after Autumn Leaves, does tend to favor Mountain King play. And then maps like Autumn Leaves, Tidehunters, definitely very good for that Panda style from HawK. We're probably not going to see that kind of weird grunt opener again from FoCuS. It's going to be Headhunters, so it'll come a lot down, especially on Autumn Leaves and Northern Isles, to how much value can these second heroes for HawK get? How much map control can he gain with either the Mountain King I expect on Northern Isles or the Panda I expect on Autumn Leaves? Can you get those middle contestable camps on both maps? Can you kill the Headhunters that there's at least going to be 4 of? I'd be very surprised, to say it again, to see a grunt opener from FoCuS. I think that was just him trying to counter the rifle build, but I guess it just didn't work out well at all. Come to think of it, maybe Grunt's not the play from FoCuS. He's too used to the Headhunters currently.
Yeah, probably. And HawK seemingly had no issues. As long as there's no Headhunters, HawK has no issues with this. And that was the HawK that we've seen on Friday. This was the HawK that we were hoped to seeing. This was the HawK that gains quite some momentum and popularity in the scene right here, right now. So, after this upcoming map, one of these two fellas will have match points. Russia versus South Korea continues the last part of the winner bracket before the grand final. We have a 1-1 tied series, and let's go map 3 Autumn Leaves.
All right, so far seems to be a Headhunter opener. It almost definitely will be. We got 5 on gold from FoCuS, so it's going to be a standard play. There's not much of a creep route to get. We talked about this a little bit throughout the weekend. Getting level 2 before you harass as the Orc player just to keep on an even playing field with the human. There's not much of an opportunity to do that on Autumn Leaves. It's just a little bit of an inefficient creep route you have to take if you want to do that. So I'd expect to see, again, just like on map 1, immediate FoCuS harass. And we'll see if HawK can defend a little bit better because he doesn't have the luxury of that heal fountain like he did on Concealed Hill to save those footmen. Absolutely
true. This is the first important moment of the game. FoCuS runs over, Headhunters will follow. How will you defend this? No tower, I assume. So it's just gonna go down to footmen, water elementals, archmage, and militia. I don't think FoCuS is doing anything different, right? Like creeping to level 2 or something. That sounds a little ill-advised.
Yeah, on a map like the final map of this series, if we get to a Game 5 Tidehunters, I'd expect to see that. But on the next 2 maps, Autumn Leaves, Northern Isles, definitely would expect to see just straight harass, most likely. Maybe there's a little bit of creeping to be done, you know, a single camp on Northern Isles, but on Autumn Leaves, not much of a shot. Is this actually 2 farms from HawK? A little bit different from what we come to expect. Okay, no, there's the 3rd farm. Little bit later, but it's not going to be needed for at least until the next footman. So all is well that ends well, and the creeping for the Archmage, hoping to get level 2 this time. Remember, he didn't have that aura on Concealed Hill, so hopefully he can get a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's no immediate level 2 like there is on Amazonia, of course. This is kind of similar XP level-wise than it was on Concealed, but he gets every single bit of that camp. Now needs a couple of wolves to make it to level 2.
Yeah, the water elemental wouldn't hurt either on the side of FoCuS, and he's going to go for it, but the deny is perfectly timed. Nicely done by HawK there. And the first wolf taking a lot of damage, but FoCuS has proven to be very good at controlling these early armies. He's able to maximize the efficiency. We see him even getting a couple attacks with that wolf before it has to run away. And the first Headhunters are now meeting up with the army. So this is the first true test of the game for HawK. How well is he going to defend right now? Doesn't get that wolf, almost does, but yep, here's the first couple Headhunters.
HawK is switching it up. He's going for the tower before the tech. Little bit more safety. Doesn't want to deal with all the Headhunters and the wolves in his economy. That was different on Concealed, where he teched before, and this is also the norm most of the time. Tech and then tower if you're still being sieged. And this buys the time for the tower to finish, and with that, the wolves should be useless soon.
Yeah, he's already taken quite a bit of damage, though. All the footmen are hurt. The Archmage is close to half health. Like, the tower is going to be up, but the damage for FoCuS has kind of already been done. Yes, he hasn't gotten any kills yet, but defend isn't even being researched, and already look at all the footmen. This is going to be very difficult for HawK to really get out of his base. We're seeing he already has to build a shop, and in doing that, he's actually blocking himself on this side of his base.
Yeah, this means the Sanctum will probably be built outside the base, which makes it approachable for FoCuS. Okay, he's trying again to get some peasants. I don't think anything died yet, though.
Yeah, no kills yet. There's 2 peasants that are very low, no kills. But really the damage is what's important, because then the human, once he gets defend, if HawK goes for that, I don't think he has yet, he can't really creep, and he can't be aggressive with that panda if that's what he wants to get. So he's going to need to heal up, but I doubt FoCuS is going to allow him to heal up. There's going to be some cancels for sure.
FoCuS controlling this so well. He's containing him, puts HawK in quarantine. Now there's time to heal up finally. Okay, HawK still has to hold on. What can you, like, what kind of damage can you do as FoCuS? You can attack buildings. HawK is using a lot of militia.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
all the cold militia there. That was
almost
a lot.
A call to arms. Yeah.
He, of course, wanted to block the way in so that the healing couldn't be canceled. That would have been a very likely play for FoCuS. if the militia weren't there in front. The first rifle out, and the footmen are now healthy, but there's still no defend. But maybe enough forces finally for HawK to fend off these headhunters.
All right, finally time for level 2, man. He has access to clarities now as well, which is kind of fine. But, all right, let's see. We have, by the way, a big contribution by Dini Muetter. $150 to the prize pool. Boot to the head, he said.
Right on. We're getting up there. Slowly but surely. That's awesome.
And Todd, unfortunately, lost 0-2 to Colorful. No shame in losing to the NetEase champion. Super cool to see Todd participating in all these. But yeah, unfortunately, his run ends here.
Yeah, he would have had a extremely difficult bracket, no matter what. He has to, of course, face Exler at the start, and then he would have had to face Laliat, and then he would have had to face FoCuS.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. Like you said, there's no shame in the people he lost to. He lost to extremely strong players. So it's good just to see him play, for sure.
Finally, level 2 on some of the heroes here. Mental of Intelligence helps out. Archmage also level 2. Not the greatest items, but feels brave enough to go for the middle.
Yeah.
Risky,
and I mean, I guess it's possible, but I mean, is it really if all of your units are 1 HP at the end of the day? He's going to get Scourge Bone Chimes, which helps the footmen that are already almost dead, I suppose. But now FoCuS is going to get the remainder of the experience here. The experience is really what's key, though, especially seeing as though the Mountain King wasn't out to get that experience from the Wolf.
Yeah, that was a little odd. But okay, remainder of the keep camp goes to FoCuS. Once again with the TC level 1 aura and not even creeping too much. He's contesting HawK's side of the map, but he has no business in fighting at the moment, contrary to map 2, where he wanted to brawl all the time. No, it's just creeping.
And he's got decent ability to get quick level 3, as does FoCuS, but you know, FoCuS is going to take the less valuable camp for now. Of course, he's stealing it away, so that's going to help. And if he gets a nice consumable, okay, now more valuable all of a sudden. Since he gets that, there's a chance for him to get quite a worse item than that. But Raider, man, I can't complain with that. And on the side of HawK, I thought he got a second Bone Chimes for a second, but he gets Claws +9. That is definitely nice. And both players going to creep their shop. Heal Scroll's not going to be stolen away on either side. That has been kind of the tale of this series so far, but both players going to be happy to have their own shop control for the time being, and the expansion coming up for FoCuS a little bit later than it was on Concealed Hill, but still very much an early expansion.
Yeah, this feels like a more normal timing.
Yeah.
Archmage has good damage, but nothing else really. We're closing in on level 3, on these so important level 3s here. Some combat items for HawK, but no, he can't push anything. The rifles are really good in dealing with this expo when it's coming up. HawK just has to scout it.
Yeah, he's got the +1 available. He's got Adept for his Priest available. He does need to go get mana potions most likely for the Mountain King. Is the Mountain King going to get level 3 here? 1 experience off level 3. Oh. He's going to need to use a Stormbolt to get a kill or get a Wolf or something. It would suck if HawK can't get a kill here to start us off and then get that level 2 Thunderclap. That would be game losing almost if he can't find that kill.
He's trying to, once again going for the Shaman. The TC not revealed here. Is it time to go for a hero kill immediately? That is level 3. Lightning Shield and Storm. Really well done by FoCuS, but on the other side it's the clap. The return of the Mountain King, as it seemed. It was very successful for Sok versus Lin. Let's see if we can do the same for HawK versus FoCuS here as the Shaman goes down. Level 3 on the Archmage as well. Grunt is about to fall. Farseer level 3. He's killing so many headhunters in the bag. What a bloodbath, Carson.
Yeah, everyone losing a lot of units here. The Militia again being called, and the 2 rifles that I thought were about to fall to even up the kill count are actually being mic'd away. 1 goes down thanks to the aura, but I see a lot more human units than I do orc units at this stage. The expansion is going to be safe, and actually HawK is going to town portal away, but I think
MK.
This is only for now.
MK,
what the hell's going on?
Not part of the town portal. He might be lucky if FoCuS drinks the potion. Okay. Rough. Okay, was that the push that he had to win to kill that expo? I guess so far it's fine. FoCuS down to 32. Has no peons here. They're sliding over only now. This didn't pay off yet. I think HawK can do this once more. 10 supply lead. Heroes look good. Mana potion bought already. Mountain King at the shop. Let's do this again.
Yeah, HawK should just go again right away, and he can probably maybe not win the game, but definitely kill the expansion. It's going to be very difficult for FoCuS to hold here. We see he's not even building any units. He doesn't have the gold to. He instead invests into double heal scroll, which is necessary, but you also need damage to follow up the healing. So we'll see if he can miraculously hold on. Is hero FoCuS the way? The Archmage looks a little bit exposed, but the Mountain King definitely not likely to go down. I think that's the only play. You got to go for the Archmage.
I think so too. There's no sorceress with Invis. There's no staff, of course. This must be FoCuS's play. He has a lot of time to analyze the situation. Militia are in as a buffer unit, not bad. Mountain King once again in the middle of everything. That's Clap level 2 on the other side, Stomp level 2, Lightning Shield. Whoa, instant dispelled! How quick was that? It wasn't even properly casted. The animation was still on, and it was already dispelled. HawK, what a god today. Chimiko as even better. Shaman falling, Grunts falling. As long as the Archmage is safe, I guess he can do it. Lots of lightning, though. All of a sudden, this might turn around, but it's mostly damage on peasants.
Yeah, a lot of kills and nice stomps, but yeah, like you said, it's just all the peasants going down, and HawK's not too worried about that. HawK is down to 35 supply, but he's managed to kill almost all the peons in the expansion. All of a sudden, though, a couple of rifles go down. This Mountain King shouldn't find the kill. He actually dodges the clap, uses a heal scroll there as well, has a salve to go over top of the potion of invulnerability, eats a rifle. All of a sudden,
what?
FoCuS has units and HawK doesn't. How does he hold this, Neo?
I have no clue at all. Rifle won't come back, I guess. Oh, there it is. Level 4 on the Archmage. That's so big. For another Water Elemental, for the bigger aura. He needs mana. Unbelievable how bad this fight started, and in the end, FoCuS still alive. But on the flip side, HawK was moving some units here into the peon line, so it's not like FoCuS is all of us still on 2 bases. No, it's just 1 extra peon.
Yeah.
What a game! What a fight!
Yeah, maybe HawK a little bit overconfident. He was kind of just saying, okay, whatever, I'm going to eat these stomps, and I'm going to, of course, they were only peasants. It was maybe a rifle or a priest getting caught, but he just said, okay, whatever, I'm still going to win this fight. Doesn't matter. I'm going to eat every stomp, but the stomps may have really carried FoCuS in that fight, getting a lot of experience, able to, stop that damage, stop the value of that militia that we saw in Amazonia. And now FoCuS is going to be pulling ahead in supply. He even goes and slides around and steals the heal scrolls, it seems. That's something HawK is now missing. HawK even missing mana potions as well. He's again going to be able to maybe shut down the mining that is now at 5 out of 5. And actually, FoCuS starts creeping. Maybe a little ambitious, but still, he's got the stronger army than he had last time, that's for sure.
Yeah, and HawK doesn't have the inventory yet before. Maybe farm some peons to get closer to level 5. Maybe that's what it takes. But there's no peons here. Can he just brute force this Great Hall? There's no TP. And FoCuS. Uh-oh, he's intercepting. He's about to backstab HawK. HawK might get the Great Hall, but then might lose all the army.
Yeah, if HawK had a town portal, he could just get away and then transition, but that stomp is close to game winning. The purges as well can come in. Yep, double water elementals. This is soon to be a level 5 TC. And that's not the end of the stomps. A rifle falls, a footman about to fall. Yes, a grunt is traded, but the Great Hall's still standing, Neo, and the stomps continue to come. And there's just nothing left really for HawK. He maybe can go for the hero FoCuS. That's a play.
Well, it's gonna be rough because he has nothing really to focus with. And this, oh man, can the peons do it? I don't think so. Still 100 HP. This is gonna be brutal. Rifles are falling. MK still has mana. Is there a Hail Mary play? He's facing a level 5 TC now. And so much crowd control from FoCuS. He keeps his Farseer safe as one should. And I guess HawK now finally running out of steam. Archmage under the net, item on the ground, Invo Potion. Wanted to transfer it. There we go. Archmage safe, but that makes the Mountain King quite exposed. He's the carry, but he's dead. And with that, it is match points for FoCuS, who I don't know how survived this push.
Yeah, the games just seem to get closer and closer. You know, FoCuS dominates game 1, HawK dominates game 2, and then this game seemed like HawK had every tool available to him to win this game, and somehow I need to go back and like watch that in halftime speed or something. I don't know how the hell he held that push. That was crazy. All the items were in HawK's favor. The supply, he even kills the peons. The expansion, there wasn't even a production cycle of units coming in to help FoCuS defend. He only had like, I think, a shaman on the way. I don't know how the hell he did it. Me
neither, man. Me neither. This was maybe material for Theorycraft. How to own a fight or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Odds. Okay, before we go into map 4, into match points, we do have a couple of supporters here. Ninjin Sin, 38-month resub, still one of my favorite nicknames, just rolls off the tongue. Lumas BLN, thank you for the 3-month final day, indeed. BCG, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Taker, welcome back to Germany. Welcome and thank you for the raid. W Razor, 21-month. How good are Carson cat throw abilities compared to 120?
My cat does not like to be picked up or placed anywhere, so not very good, at least with this cat.
Gods, thank you very much for the host. Paralo GG, 34-month. Money to Black, 25-month. Good night from OZ. And Kalatze with the 2-month resub. Much love, man. Glad to have you all here, so strong, so supportive, as we have a long day ahead of us. And we are moving on to Northern Isles, apparently, for map 4.
Yeah, I would give HawK probably the advantage on this map if he wants to play the Mountain King. So we'll see if he does play the Mountain King. And, you know, if he goes for that Panda, you know, it's definitely something he should hold in his pocket for Tide Hunters if it goes to game 5. I don't think he should shy away from these Tavern Heroes. He, of course, went with Panda at least once now, but Mountain King is what he was able to win with on Amazonia. I think it's still going to be good on Northern Isles, but maybe not paired with the Rifles. The Rifles seem to be kind of losing him fights at times, whereas that Torn Chieftain cannot carry as hard as it did in the last game if you just have that wall of breakers. So maybe a little bit of a change up with the strategy from HawK, but still it's a very close series. So tough to say what adjustments need to be made, but I think the main adjustment might be just that initial harass, defending a little bit better. Those are really where HawK has tended to lose these games, just taking so much damage in the early game.
That was really the key in both of the matches that FoCuS has won so far. HawK was trying to switch it up with the Arcane early, but even that didn't work. He needs like best of both worlds. He needs the low damage he took in game 1, plus the Arcane Tower that he got in game 3. But how do you get all that? I don't know, man. It is so rough to survive this early game in a way. The fights are good, man. These guys find themselves on even footing, and I wouldn't mind to see a game 5. Northern Isles will pave the way. And we're here.
We'll see if FoCuS creeps on this map. This is the other map, as well as, you know, of course, Tide Hunters and Amazonia, which we might see Tide Hunters. We've already seen Amazonia. One of the maps where you can creep level 2 initially. You can creep both the Murlocs or even just one of the Murlocs, or sometimes you can steal one of the humans' Murlocs. But this is, of course, another map where FoCuS could creep initially. Even if he doesn't go for that grunt opener like he did on Amazonia, he could still go for that, which would give HawK a little bit more space than he's had previously. So maybe HawK can at last get that level 2 if FoCuS allows him to.
All right, HawK fighting for survival in the winner bracket, still fighting for that grand final, where FoCuS is just one map away in the upper red and upper right as well. He's going for the War Mill again, so Headhunters confirmed. And it's down to HawK. How to deal with this now. He's doing so much better than during DreamHack versus Starbuck. It doesn't look like frustration at all. Going back to old weapons, going back to the Mountain King. Maybe it's time for that Panda again here. A little bit of a switcheroo. Lots of options for HawK. None of them is the ultimate option that keeps you safe at all stages of the early and mid game. But we'll see where this goes. Man, this is an exciting series. Great series to kick off the day.
Yeah, it's a great series, and it's not a series we see too often, of course. So it's nice to see these two going. I'm sure they play a ton on ladder, actually, and HawK has been one of those players that practices on netties as well. So they're probably very experienced against each other. We just don't see them in a ton of at least online tournament play. So it is nice to see them. It's nice to see that they're both pretty well even in skill, at least currently, at least in this tournament when they're both playing very well. So we'll see. I think you definitely touched a good point there, where it's all about the slight adjustments from HawK. When does he get the tower? We're actually seeing when he gets the tower right now, much earlier. What's the second hero going to be? What's the initial creep route going to be from both players? It's all about these little things which can really snowball into the mid game, and that's really what we've seen throughout this series.
Well, creeping starts, and it's the same situation as on Autumn Leaves. It's the same situation as it was on Concealed. You will get close to level 2, but you won't get level 2. Maybe you can trick your opponent here, but not really. Okay, FoCuS creeping as well, not immediately into HawK's face.
He's going to be able to get a item, maybe, but HawK seems to be aware of this. There is Ensnare, at least, possibly on one of the Footmen or one of the Wolves. This could be level 2 for the Archmage. It could also be denied level 2 by the FoCuS. Going to resummon those Wolves right now to deny that experience. The Flesh Eater's still up for grabs. It was HawK that was able to get it, but the item, so you can't click on it. I can't even click on it. I don't know what it is. And neither player can actually get it right now. Okay, Sentry Wards. Seems like it might go to FoCuS, but how much health do you want to invest? He gets surrounded by the creeps. Can he fight his way out? What the hell is going on? It's all about this item right now.
This is so much damage on the FoCuS, and HawK got it. No, FoCuS picked it up finally, but with only 70 HP left.
That was, yeah, and honestly, he backed away initially, too, after he got surrounded and got out of the surround. And again, you couldn't click on the item, so that was a little bit unfortunate, the positioning of the creeps. But in the meantime, it seems like the Wolves were attacking the Archmage, so both first heroes are very low. Of course, FoCuS has the lower of both heroes and might be forced into a town portal. Yeah, he's going to have to TP. Is the shop up, by the way, just now being built, so this Farseer is going to have to creep.
And this is the easiest level 2 for HawK this far. He can just go to the next green. There's nothing FoCuS can do about it, and then finally feast up that big Brilliance Aura and get more Water Elementals. HawK again going for rifles.
I mean, he lost once with them, won once with them, and this is a decent position for him to maybe be aggressive. We remember he was able to get Archmage level 3 and then pressure, and he still has a little bit of time left over to creep, so maybe if he wants to go for another green, maybe call Militia and go for like the Tuskar or something, or even just go cross map right now, he could start that aggression early, so maybe he's setting himself up for success with the rifle pressure, but the Wolf could cancel the healing, not quite going to be noticed by FoCuS, and FoCuS will have healing soon himself, but I mean, there might be potential for HawK to actually cancel these salves if he comes across right now.
Stressful moments. Wolf got the information about the rifles, can react to that. Chain Lightning gets the kill. Can he get a revenge? Not really. Archmage is not the big damage dealing machine that humans would love it to be. So at the moment it's Summon Wars and a little bit of extra XP on both sides.
First rifle meets up with the Archmage, Water Elemental. Both players kind of feeding summons right now. There's the Panda. This is a perfect position to go for the Panda, of course. We see he immediately pressures his Headhunters off. Yeah, hits all 4 of them, and there's plenty more breaths where that came from, and of course the Aura to help out the Panda. So I think that's a great choice. Not the most common choice with Rifle Caster. Normally we see it with 2 Sanctums, but I suppose it'll be all right. Militia being called immediately and a creep towards the lab, but FoCuS wasting no time either. Going straight for the marketplace. This could mean heal wards, mana stone, a lot of good items for the Farseer potentially.
Just seconds away, uncontested. Wand of the Wind can always lead to good hero kills if you have crowd control, of course, in Purge, and then you get disable with Stomp, and then another disable with Wand of the Wind. And Pendant of Energy here. Uh-oh, that's what I'm talking about. TP forth. No, the clone.
Ward?
Ooh,
yeah,
the ward was right there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, tricky spot. Just the perfect items for FoCuS, really. He sees the Archmage. This is a position where the Archmage could actually be pretty safe. He knows there's not a Shaman out yet. He knows the timing HawK, of course. But the Wand of the Wind, you can't really calculate for that. And there's also a warded position already to deal with the Cloak of Shadows. Just unfortunate for HawK, really. And he's forced into the town portal. the Panda, like he said, got the Pendant of Energy, so he's going to have good items, and he's actually, oh my god, he's already going to be level 3 Panda very soon, so maybe if he could heal up the Archmage, he could just run across the map.
Super sick creep speed by HawK. Damn. He always loved this lab spot. And that was ultra fast. On the other side, level 1 TC. And again, this greedy Expo.
Yeah, it makes sense, I suppose, that he's very confident to go for it, but no heal scrolls yet. Yeah, FoCuS definitely 100% has to get this heal scroll that comes up, and it seems like, does he have the gold? Okay, he's going to have the gold in 3 seconds. Yeah, because HawK is Panda. Like, this is about as fast as you can get a level 3 Panda. Like, this has been crazy. So, if he did fight right now, he could, although his army's quite a bit smaller than FoCuS's, he could probably win. But he wants to wait a little while longer. He's even calling militia. Is he going to go for the counter expansion?
Huh. I love that HawK, if he's doing that, which it definitely looks like it for now, that he continues to switch things up. Every game is a little bit different. Every game he has a different approach. It's not the stubbornness anymore that he displayed quite a bit before. Okay, does this work though, Carson?
Yeah, I mean, the FoCuS probably aware something's going on because he isn't being pushed right now, and the Tauren Chieftain gets a Pendant of Energy, so both players seem to be ready for a fight. Is it level 2 Aura, by the way? It is level 2 Brilliance Aura, so the Panda's going to have plenty of mana. There's going to be a heal scroll available in about a minute, but yeah, the Wolves could go around. We saw that from FoCuS yesterday, going around and killing Acolytes. So maybe he can do it this time around, killing some Peasants, but he'll have to do that preemptively. First big fight potentially here. Hard to say who's at the advantage. I think HawK maybe.
Oh, we have a heal scroll on FoCuS side, and one remaining Wand of the Wind. But okay, they both disengaged. They both want to get their second base up and running. Understandable. We do have long rifles upgrade. We do have the adept upgrade. And we have a switch into Beastery and into Grunts. This might be the biggest armies that we've seen this entire series very soon.
Yeah, maybe above 50 supply. I think this is be a great position for HawK once he has the lumber at least, to get that second Sanctum up. I think that should definitely be his priority. Go into those breakers. The Tauren Chieftain is getting to the point where he's about to be level 4, and that means he's getting to the point where he's about to be level 5, and when he gets to that stage, you cannot go rifles any longer. So I'd love to see HawK transition into that second Sanctum, but for now he's just going to break upkeep right away and try to push this expansion. And even if he kills the peons like he did on Autumn Leaves and Town Portals away, this time he's going to have, he doesn't have a TP even. This time he's going to have the economic edge though.
No, oh, nice Drunken Haste Breath of Fire. We go for the Archmage immediately. FoCuS once again checking the inventory, seeing, hey, you have nothing to save yourself, brother. Maybe the potion, but I wonder, isn't that a little too risky? Drunken Haste Breath of Fire gets rid of half the HP. Lightning Shield on the other side. Heal Scroll was still saved. Very patient play by FoCuS.
He's going to wait for the next haze, uses it right away. I think almost just using the fire instead of the haze there to not telegraph when you were going to go for that AoE would have been better for HawK. But the heal scroll perfectly timed for FoCuS. There's still plenty of rifles, and there's still more breaths, and that's a lot of damage coming in.
Okay, that's it now, though. How do you get out? Panda packing quite a punch with his long stick in his hand. Oh my god. Getting a double kill there. 2 rifles about to drop. 2. It is once again the slobber knocker that we've seen before. Oh, lucky... Oh, I was about to say lucky break for HawK that the lightning shield doesn't jump to the right-hand rifle, but in the end, he does get the double kill. Spits fire once more, and now dust settles.
The Kodo 8 as well. I think the rifle was misrallied in, went to the right of the lab instead of towards the red, so a fresh rifle just rallied in gets eaten, but still no scout on the expansion until now. The Wolves are going across. Hockey definitely got to go into a second Sanctum now, bud. That's definitely got to happen. There's no way you're going to do this without breakers at this stage.
Also, no protection tower, no arcane, no breakers, as you said. This spell is ready, but he's so far away. It feels a little counterintuitive to go for this big push when your expansion is just about to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose both players invest into the expansion, but of course, human power building that expansion, it costs quite a bit more, a couple hundred more gold, more lumber. And, you know, he didn't have, I don't think he had a heal scroll. No, HawK did not have a heal scroll, so it was a little bit weird. He didn't have mana potions either. He does have one now, though. And maybe he can kill those peons at last. There is a town portal, so killing all the peons and getting out would be a trade worthwhile for HawK. So that might be the play.
Trying to break this Great Hall. He got all this experience. Still waiting for Archmage level 4. TC comes in, which is, of course, the perfect position again. But also for the Breath of Fire. Who gets more kills here? It's a Lightning Shield by FoCuS. That was sweet. Towards the expansion. Fixes that immediately. Peasants are still up. Oh, another rifle for free! Can't happen at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and the other rifle that was eaten earlier about to be digested. The wolves in the meantime, maybe a little bit sloppy from FoCuS, weren't actually in the peasant line. Didn't get any kills, just a little bit of damage, but still not the end of the world. The breaker's now coming in, but only off one Arcane Sanctum. Arcane Tower going to be built to deal with the wolves that are, you know, undoubtedly going to be running across the map eventually. And the Torn Chieftain so close to level 5, and this is why you cannot continue to go rifles like this, because the stomp was already big enough in the last fight.
Also, what I miss is like Sorcerer's Adept talk in general, very late with the Sorks, very low on the Sorks. I don't know, man, to not get the Panda purged and controlled, invisibility would help quite a bit.
Yeah, just dealing with that Torn Chieftain a little bit better too, forcing some more Shaman mana.
Yeah.
And then the Water Elementals, once the Archmage hits level 4, you have those level 2 Water Elementals. There's less Shaman mana to deal with those, too. So it's just good all around to get a couple of those mixed in, which becomes even more easier once you have that second Arcane Sanctum up now. But HawK is playing a little like Blade at times. He just keeps going rifles. And the Torn Chieftain is so close to level 5 after this creep camp. But a nice creep jack from HawK.
Okay, needs to get something out. The Purge on the Illusion actually gets rid of it. Kodo has eaten once again, needs to get that damage out. But here is the level 5 TC. Decent splits. Still getting caught with that big range of Storm 3, but not the biggest damage. Raider about to fall, Kodo about to fall. FoCuS is micro though with the speed scroll. Absolutely excellent. Controls this Panda once more. There's no Invo Potion. There's only a heal potion here. Panda needs to do big damage, needs to burn everything. Archmage in trouble. He, of course, passed that potion right before. Now into the TP. Heal scroll by FoCuS. Absolutely excellent. Always there to heal his wounded soldiers. And now, again, the middle belongs to the Korean. There's another rifle. After every fight, there's a present. And that means, of course, FoCuS can go for the heal scrolls once again, who are so crucial in this matchup.
That's the third time. That adds up, man. That's now 9 supply just going towards FoCuS for free. Just from 3 mistakes with the miss rallies, with not having your whole army. The wolves are now harassing at least the mining, if not getting any kills on those peasants. But a nice town portal out still from HawK. He needed more mana on the Panda, and he also knew that it would take FoCuS a while to recover. He knew he forced the heal scrolls and was about to lose a lot of units himself, so it was nice. Who dusted there, by the way? Was that HawK that dusted? Yeah, but he missed the Torn Chieftain.
So close. Maybe he saw that the Invo Potion is on cooldown now. TC, don't tell me he's getting that heal scroll. What do you even want to sell? Here we go. But there's double Invo. FoCuS is right around the corner. He got... No way. Is he getting that heal scroll? It's ready. It was ready. And he got it. Oh boy, this is so good. Fastia trailing a little behind, so he has to go for that potion immediately. That was the last one. FoCuS this time losing the units early. Breath of Fire hits hard, so does the Storm. What can HawK do? He's facing the lower bracket. Has to smash this fight, otherwise FoCuS in the grand final.
Finds a town portal on the Panda, still has a ton of mana. Oh my god, the Stomp is destroying these casters. Look how long they're stunned for, and GG will be called. The Torn Chieftain level 5 ends up pulling for FoCuS, who's in the grand finals. Unbelievable performance from him.
3-1 over HawK, who had a good series, but by no means a perfect series, and that's what you need when you're facing a FoCuS like this, man. Not too sold on the rifle play, to be honest, but execution was good. We can expect a lot of good things from HawK in the lower bracket, where we might get that rematch versus Happy. Wouldn't be too surprised, actually, to see that. But yeah, FoCuS, he's just tearing people apart in this tournament. He only lost 2 maps now, one to Mikael, one to HawK. But this is an orc in the grand final. This is 50% of your dream grand final already completed. Carson just needs this other player from the bottom part of the bracket.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, I mean, the lower bracket is so stacked that no matter what, I think we're happy with our grand finals. All these players are playing excellent that are still remaining in the lower bracket, and Happy probably the big favorite out of all those players, but there's still definitely a lot of upsets that could happen. Even HawK himself could come through yet again, so yeah, plenty of nice matches to see now, and definitely a good grand final no matter what happens.
So we had a couple of eliminations in the lower bracket played at the same time here. So I wonder what the games actually look like. We take a look at the bracket, which has to be updated. There we go. HawK went through over Xiaokai with 2-0. Xlord went through with 2-0 over 15 Sway. Colorful with a 2-0 over Todd. That means our matches in the lower bracket, HawK vs Xlord, Colorful vs Labyrinth, and Happy is waiting for either HawK and Xlord, and Lawlight is awaiting Colorful or Labyrinth.
Ooh, those are good. That's 4 good matches. Again, sort of no matter what, we either get to see Labyrinth, if he's able to defeat Colorful, how he plays against a different style. Lawlight perhaps with the Warden as well. We saw that against Xlord. So a lot of different styles there to be seen in the lower part of the lower bracket. And then, of course, we get to see potentially HawK against Happy. HawK, a player who's been really strong against Undead. And we get to see HawK, of course, against Xlord, his first challenge, a similar sort of challenge for both Labyrinth and HawK. They got to go through the gauntlet of the respective race that they're up against. So, and 2 of the top players of those races. So this is looking exciting.
Oh man, I can't wait for the rest of the day. It's gonna be so good. Thank you, Seal King, for the 5-month resub. Keep up the excellent work, my boys. Will do. Befaro with the 15-month resub. Of course, we are celebrating W3Champions here, the best server that this game has ever seen. And there are so many features, I can't even name them all, but I can tell you that these guys are desperately looking for helping hands. It doesn't really matter, every helping hand kind of counts when you know how to do social media. Do a couple of tweets, gather information from the team, for example, if there's new record number of players like there is right now. Gather these info, tweet them out to help spread the word about W3Champions. That always helps. A big part is channel and game moderation, report reviews. If people don't behave well, there will be reports, and then just mute them or kick them out from the server. We need basically a server police. You could be part of that. People are, I guess this was 2 people basically answering all these reports, so they absolutely need support in that regard. But also some devs are needed for JavaScript, for .NET, for jQuery, for Rust, with network engineering in general, and of course graphic artists are always appreciated too. Hit them up on their Discord. In general, you should join that Discord to give them suggestions and maybe even some love, maybe some hearts, maybe some encouraging messages. They get a lot of shit for a couple of decisions because people don't understand reasonings. Just give them some love. They built this in their free time next to having families and jobs and everything. They still have time for W3Champions to build a home for the community. So spread the love for W3Champions. You have a little bit of time. We go into a break, and then it's time for Xlord versus HawK.